Thank you for joining us for this new video. It is titled Weighed in the Balances. We'll begin in Daniel 5:26. This, the interpretation of the thing. Mene, God hath numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Found wanting. Wanting is the word chasir. It is number H2627. The writing is on the wall. God hath numbered this kingdom. H2627 is numbered with G2627. It is cataclysmos. It is an inundation, a deluge, the flood of Noah. The flood has come upon this land in these days. It is a flood of electromagnetic waves, a flood of wireless technology. It is all around us. Now let's look at the verses from this word cataclysmos. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And these are the days just before the coming of the Son of Man. And you look around and the flood is upon this land. The people are carried away of the flood. Generations have been carried away of the flood of images, sounds, and music from the wireless revolution. This has been written in God's word. We are weighed, this country, this world. Thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Wanting in what matter? Cataclysmos. For the flood has come upon the land and carried people away. This is how it is in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. And this is how it is now. Thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Wanting, we saw, was numbered with flood. What about the balances? Balances, thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Balances is Mosin, H3977. It occurs one time. H3977 is numbered with G3977. G3977 is Pedinos. Pedinos also occurs one time and it is translated plane. Balances, 3977 is numbered with plane, a plane. We'll see why that's important in just a minute. The writing on the wall says, thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Weighed in the balances for what? Why are the people being weighed in the balances? It's because of what they are doing in the last days. It tells us in 2 Timothy what will be happening and what the people will be doing in the last days and the pattern that they will follow. Now, as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds, reprobate concerning the faith. But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all, as theirs also was. So we see what they are doing. They resist the truth. The men of the last days resist the truth, the same way that Jannes and Jambres, who were the magicians of Egypt, withstood Moses. The magicians of Egypt withstood Moses. The people of the last days resist the truth. The word translated withstood and resist is actually the same Greek word. Withstood and resist are the word anthistemi. Anthistemi is G436, G436. It means to withstand, to resist, and this is numbered with H436. H436 is the word elon. Elon is translated plain. Plain, again, we see a word translated plain. This kingdom is numbered. The other word translated plain we just saw was balances. Balances is numbered and is numbered with plain. Both withstood and resist, and balances is numbered with the word plain. A different word entirely. The H436 is not related to G3977. These are completely different words. But God has numbered this kingdom so we could see what is going on. The people of the last days are weighed in the balances by what they do, and what they are doing is they are resisting the truth in the same manner that Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses. God has shown us this. He has shown us that thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting by a flood. And this kingdom is numbered. We see the words line up over and over again. Thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Found wanting. But weighed by what? What are these weights? A just weight and balance, the Lord's. All the weights of the bag, his work. Weights. Abin, H68. This word, translated weights in the verse above is translated stone in other verses because stones are what they would use as the weights in the balance. It was common to use stones. This word, Aben 868, is translated stone in the following verse. The stone the builders refused is become the head of the corner. In this example from Psalms 118, the stone is Christ. Christ is the stone the builders refused. He has become the head of the corner. Christ is the rock, the stone we are to build our foundation upon. Christ is the true vine, and we are the branches. But the people of the last days have made their own vine, their vine of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. They are the branches in their vine. That is why it says, Thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Weighed, 868, is numbered with G68. G68 is the word agros. Agros is translated field. The weights are numbered with field. The weights are numbered with field, and that is part of their vine of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. The weights are numbered with field because that is how they are weighed. Thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. The rock are the weights. 868 is stone. That is the weights. That is numbered with field. And if we look at it, that is how they are weighed in the balances. That is how they are found wanting. Because we remember we just saw that wanting is numbered with flood. The flood of Noah. And there is a flood upon this land of fields. The fields of Gomorrah. Their vine is the vine of Sodom. Their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. And we can see the writing on the wall all around us. Thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. We saw that in 2 Timothy it said that the people of the last days would resist the truth, and they would resist the truth as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses. Well, what did Jannes and Jambres do? They did in like manner with their enchantments. So the people of the last days will resist the truth by doing in like manner with their enchantments. We see that the truth is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the true vine. We are the branches. We are to abide in the vine. We are to stay in the vine, and we produce much fruit. But without being in that vine, without the vine, we can do nothing. Well, the people of the last days have done in like manner with their enchantments. They have built their own vine. Their vine is the electrical system. They are the branches in that vine. And as long as they stay in that vine, they have produced much fruit. But without their vine, they can do nothing. For their vine, of the vine of Sodom, the electrical system, and of the fields of Gomorrah, the wireless system, their grapes, all the fruit that they have, all the fruit, the devices are grapes. They're grapes, grapes of gall. They're clusters, bitter. And we see it all around us. The word of the Lord has come to pass before our eyes. So now we're going to look at Micah chapter 1. We're going to talk about Samaria. Now Samaria is the kingdom that split away from the southern kingdom. Samaria was the northern kingdom that abandoned worship of the true God and went into idolatry. They went into idolatry. And let's see how that compares with the warnings from Deuteronomy 32, where they went into idolatry. Their vine was the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. Gomorrah means ruinous heaps. Now let's see how that compares with what God says in his word about Samaria. Therefore, I will make Samaria as a heap of the field, like the fields of Gomorrah, fields of ruinous heaps. This says, therefore, I will make Samaria as a heap of the field, as plantings of a vineyard, and I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will discover the foundations thereof. And all the graven images thereof shall be beaten to pieces, and all the hires thereof shall be burned with fire, and all the idols thereof will I lay desolate. For she gathered of the hire of an harlot, and they shall return to the hire of a harlot. So we see how this compares with the vine of Sodom. In both instances, you're talking about idolatry. You're talking about idolatrous worship. The Samaritans. Let's see what the word Samaritans is from the New Testament. The Greek Samaritans is Samarites. It is G4541. And this kingdom is numbered because the Samaritans in the Old Testament are the ones that abandoned worship of the true God and went into idolatry, started worshiping graven images. So let's see how this kingdom is numbered. G4541 is numbered with H4541. H4541 is the word Mesakah. Mesakah means image, molten. Now let's see where that comes from. What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it? The molten image, and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols? Woe unto him that saith to the wood, Awake! To the dumb stone, Arise, it shall teach. Behold, it laid over with gold and silver, and no breath at all in the midst of it. This kingdom is numbered, for these people in this day have done that very thing. They have made a graven image. It is a teacher of lies. They have said unto the wood, Awake! And they have said unto the dumb stone, Arise! Arise, it shall teach. They have built the vine of Sodom and the fields of Gomorrah and all the images thereof. So we have seen the writing on the wall and that this kingdom is numbered. We have seen that the Samaritans from Samaria where they built graven images, the word Samaritan from the New Testament is numbered with graven image. Is this just a coincidence? Are we supposed to believe that all these signs, one after the other, are just meaningless, that they are just chance? No, this is the word of the Lord speaking to our generation. This is the writing on the wall, and we can see it. It's all around us. Now let's look at the word plantings, from plantings of a vineyard in this verse. Planting, that is the word matah. It is H4302, and this kingdom is numbered. And we can see that G4302 is the word prolego, and that word is translated tell before, to foretell. And this has all been foretold. All these things. The writing is on the wall. It has been foretold to us so that we would know. So that we would know that God is truth. His word is truth. His Son is coming. The days of the Son of Man are upon us, and He is coming soon. God told us what it would look like in the times of the end. He told us the people of the last days would resist the truth as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses. He told us that they would do in like manner with their enchantments to the truth. The truth is the vine of Christ. So the people of the last days would build their own vine, that they would be the branches in their own vine, that their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. He told us all this, and we can see it now. Let's go to Isaiah 48:5. I have even from the beginning declared to thee. Before it came to pass, I showed thee, lest thou shouldest say, Mine idol hath done them, and my graven image and my molten image hath commanded them. Thou hast heard, see all this, and will not ye declare? I have showed thee new things from this time, even hidden things, and thou didst not know them. He has done that. He has shown us new things from this time, even hidden things that we did not know. He has shown us all this. Thou hast heard, see all this, and will ye not declare? Thou hast heard, see all this, and will not ye declare?